Good evening, good evening. Welcome to Trade VSA Live Facebook. Every Monday, I'm your host Martin here. And this week, we will be talking about a subject I think that is very dear to a lot of our Malaysians, investor and trader, which is the Bursa Malaysia. Now, we are at this point where we are seeing some major news in the global market going to be released soon, and we want to also to update many of our members who's listening now, or you'll be listening to the recording, what is likely to happen next to the market. But I do think that for those of you who already left the stock market because of being busy or the market has shaken you up, I hope that this update will bring you back into the market, because definitely we are coming to the end of the year rally in here, and there is certain a lot of opportunity if you know where to look for it. So I want to give you my honest opinion based on facts, based on what I see, so you can take it home with you to decide whether tonight our Bursa market is rebound or reversal. I will present to you to bring you a case that you can take home and decide for you. I'll probably give you some scenario what to do if the market is going to be rebound and also going to be a reversal soon. So that is from me in here able to give that to you, because our company, Trade VSA, we are a digital investment advisor license, so we are sanctioned by the Securities Commission of Malaysia, so we are able to speak of you out there. As of a lot of the other influencer, they will have to able to speak unless they are licensed by the regulators in this case in here. So I'm going to give you my honest opinion from the facts that is generated by our Pentagon Guider for many of you who are familiar with, and for those of you who have benefited from our technology. We are also been so-called nominated as the finalist for the investment tech of the year, but unfortunately we did not win it, but we are very happy to able to compete fairly with some of the big names in the industry. This was in Singapore. Now, for those of you who are not a VSA 360 member yet, you want to be upgrading it, some of the things that we talk about tonight will be using the VSA 360, and there will be a new pricing coming up. Just take note of it in here. And for our existing members, 2025 will be the so-called last another month. If you want to renew, you can do so at the old pricing, and you will get 3 additional month. But next year, 2026, there won't be any more months, so this is just for our members to know about this. And also we have also been benefiting from some of the members who did have a great trade with our Pentagon Guider in here. And also I think next week on the 29th of November, alright, I'll be doing CPE as the CPE points for those of you who wanted 10 points using AI to enhance your decision making, investing and trading in here. So let's take a look at our market as what we've seen so far, right? And I'm going to show you what's happening in here and to give you a fair assessment, right? Let me just open up this bit here. Okay, and look at the market. So this is our FBM KLCI. So right now, remember I've talked about this to our members A and B, what we call the SOT. So the SOT is something fairly a bit more high level in here. So I'm not going to talk about it tonight, but I'm just going to go on to showing you, maybe, let me just open this up. Okay, this is better. And to show you where is likely the marking in. So you can see from here, we have the 2 so-called trend line, and right here from the start you can see the market is actually congesting this level in here. So between here to here, let me just go to here, using this brush from here to here to here, right, to here to here to here and to here. So definitely you can see this market is definitely range bound between what level? 1610 and 1640. Now take note, a lot of the major analysts Malaysia is also thinking our year-end high at 1625. That's about it. So we already hit 1625, so that means there's nothing left for the market to trade. But so we are postulating that should the market break higher, in this case I think you all probably know, right? If the market were to break above the 1645 onwards, okay, then we have a new ball game in play, all right? Then the other half is 1600. Right at the bottom in here, you will see that the KLCI or FKLI year-to-date return is minus 0.5. Now, early on, beginning of the March, I already said before, our FBM KLCI will not turn a positive. Now, I'm still at that so-called warning, because right or not, our market does not give that conducive enough for this market to go up higher, right? So no doubt, you do see the stronger ringgit which is coming in. Would that really strengthen our KLCI market to go up? So far we have not seen it in yet, but what's likely to happen is something I think I pre-warned many of you who are listening, is the same thing that will be happening again in the last 3 days of December, which is the window dressing. So I want to tell this out to all our members in here listening, the last 3 days in here. But in the next couple of slides I will show you some other so-called key things we want to look at. Now also we want to look at our FBM KLCI here, so which I will open it up here and show you. So you can see from the chart here, this is the VSA 360, right? For those of you who don't know, and this is something that we want to showcase to you. All right, just waiting for the charts because we also. So right now you can see our market actually turned a red pentagon last week. Okay, and then we have a rebound back. We have sort of a two-bar reversal. So that also gives this position 1610 to be a very strong hold. But then once we get down to 1630, 1640, liao leh, also cannot go up, which is what we are seeing in here. So market has actually turned a bearish from right onwards. It doesn't have a sell out because you have a strong support in here, and also the global sentiment. It's still pretty much unsure, but I will talk about it also going next. All right, so that's FBM. Now let's look at the US market. Okay, the US market will go to the S&P 500. I'll switch on to the 1 month chart. So also 3 month chart, you can see market is really range bound, trying to go higher in here. Of course, they are talking about correction, but so far that red pentagon wasn't convincing for this market to go higher. It is still pointing to a bearish, right? This was the big sell-off that we have. I can't remember what event was this. I think this is something, was huge in here, and as such that the S&P 500. The same goes for also Nasdaq. Switching to a 3 month chart, you could see there were green pentagon in here, not convincing enough, and then turn back red. So US is actually in the red pentagon. Now let's look at the Nasdaq here, NQ, which I share with you every week. So Nasdaq seems to be right in a very dangerous area here. What I mean by dangerous, you can see from here, the trend line, which we used to have it here, is already been violated. Okay, so we can see here, the trend line is already been violated in here, and it does look like if you were to break some more in here, Nasdaq is pointing downwards. And also tonight, we have the very important earnings announcement, which is NVIDIA, right? So everybody we're looking at. But from a judge of this in here, I think the market will likely to correct another 5 or 6 points. Because one of the things that if you notice in here, we have the market stages also turn red, right? It is below the danger area in here. Before we want to do anything buying, and remember, if you all remember, we need to see the market turn back to gray first. Red then gray. Now only started turn red only, no gray yet. So another 3 or 4 days in the future, which will come. But other than that, Nasdaq is looking down. Our Bursa Malaysia is still pretty much caught in that range bound area. This is the fair assessment right from where we see with the market. Now this is actually a very good thing, the market correction. It is a very healthy pullback that gives you a lot of opportunity. And of course, if you use the technicals, what I've talked about here, and plan ahead, plan ahead in here. Don't get in too soon. Use the green pentagon with our SmartRobie, which I'll talk about a new feature, how we can look for some good stocks in the SmartRobie is more like this. Then you're able to pick up. So right now, be a bit patient. We are still seeing correction coming in. We need to see this gray area here, gray area moving back in the market stages, moving back above the zero line. Okay, other than that, it's pretty much a downtrend from here. Now let's take a look at the S&P 500. Right, no difference, same story also. Same story also. Why I say that also, when we see a lot of correction in Nasdaq, and usually correction it's not just 3%. It can go down to 7%, 10%, so another 4% down. No doubt, this single bar, green bar that we see here is just a relief rally. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because 4 down day, just like those people who were shorted, they will do some short covering in here. The market rebound. At best, today will rebound satu saja, and then another 2 more bar, and then you have resistance here at 6,007. Turun lagi, it's going to be turun lagi. Don't be too overly in here. No doubt, I do paint a picture where US is actually going on a downtrend in here, but that may be different for the FKLI, because FKLI has been moving sideways for some time. If you notice, if you go back to the Malaysia market here, right, we've been moving sideways. If you switch to a 6-month chart here, we've been moving sideways since back in September, which is 2 months already. So market congestion, it does form a double top on top in here, but breaking 1600, which will happen if the US break down lower, maybe get a 10% from the old high here, which is, if you see a 10% from the old high, which I will drag this, then it's going to be somewhere, going down some more. Very down. I think this one also, I don't want to talk about it. I think I scare you all afterwards. Okay, it'll be very scary. Okay, put here, and let me just, no, not that one. Need to move up here. So if it's a 10%, we take it from here. You can see 1,005, 6,005 more. At 6,000, a correction right to 6,000, which is a 10% point in here. It's very scary, but it may point to that in here. So continue to follow me as every Wednesday as I see the market. Because last week around here on the 11th of November, I was looking for a positive retake and retest back of the old. It couldn't break it, and then subsequent news comes out. And tonight, of course, we have the Nvidia, and also I think many of you that have known is the December rate cut not happening. Okay, if it's not happening, as Jerome Powell shy away from these rate cuts, susah sikit lah, tak boleh jalan lagi. This is where we are now. Also, let's look at wicks, which is the fear indicator. Now you do notice every week these are the same things that I talk about, which actually give you a good assessment of the market as where we see fit. And that's where you're likely to do the trades or not. So every time when we hit above the 20 mark, okay, that's where the volatility become gila-gila. October 10, October 4th, okay, October 4th, 5th, and 6th here. This is where the volatility of the market become very crazy. Right? Usually you get this kind of crazy market. That's where you see the market started to turn. While many of your trades, including our copy SmartRobie trades, due to the higher volatility and fear coming in, we have to cut loss to protect it. I think we also sent out a text message to the copy SmartRobie services to talk about cutting losses for this in here. So right now, tonight, if you do hit 30, that will be the pinnacle. Okay, the 30 mark, but you can see from the uptrend in here, looks like we're going to be testing the first upper trend in here. If we do pull back in here, that is only temporary, 2 or 3 bar down here, but then volatility will continue to extend from here. So wicks definitely pointing to a lot of fear in the market. Now where do we go from here for the KLCI, which I've shared with you every week? Now we look at the KLCI, let's go back. Okay, I'm going to open up in here and we're going to go down to the market, the KLCI market in here. Okay, yep, it's coming right now, and you can see from here the KLCI. Open this up, and November, right, is a bullish month, I suppose. We're turning bullish. If the market break above 1640, then we get a bullish in here. Now take note, December month, only the last 3 days we are in the bullish mode. The last 3 days only, 31st, 30th or 29th. Other than that, semua tak boleh jalan, semua sangkut tadi. Our KLCI rebound. So right now it's just sort of waiting for the kind of news, but the biasness is really turning into the downside in here. Right now, about a week or 2 weeks ago, a lot of the technicals and the news are pointing to the upwards, but definitely right now it's not. I've seen this market going down another 5 or 7%, which is a really healthy pullback. So for those of you who wanted to cut, better cut, okay? And just wait for another entry to come back in. There's nothing wrong being cut, but able to come back to the market and don't give up to a lot of this, right? Minus 0.74%. This is it. Now, when you talk about the foreign funds, okay, let's talk about the foreign funds, which is also important. We want to see that is the foreign fund coming back, okay? So right now, the foreign fund have a major sell-off, minus 458 million. That was, I think, the bar that sold down and causes the red pentagon. I think you all remember this red pentagon, right? 18. So this was called. So in short, I think many of you have known, our KLCI are pretty much dictated by the foreign funds flows. So right now we have foreign funds staying on the positives area in here. That will conclude this is a very strong area in. So when the sell-off comes down from here, that is definitely a no-no. Okay, definitely a no-no. And this is now today was very good. Gamuda turn. I think the construction are coming back, which I will talk a bit slowly in here. Okay. Now there will be very static movement within the sectors, which is what we want to go on next. Okay, foreign funds started a major sell-off. I think today, today's Wednesday, on Tuesday. Okay, so on the topic tonight, is the market reversing down or rebounding? What do you think? Now, based on the fact that I presented so far, a lot of the technicals are pointing to reverse. Turun, turun. Okay, reverse. So we need to prepare ourselves. We'll be prepared. Now, if you are having a longer term, I think that may not affect it so much. So you'll want to ride on to the overall now in here. So be ready for the drawdown a bit. All right, on your longer term portfolio. And for our members, I always talk about the what we call the barbell strategy. Barbell, two bell, one trading and one longer term one. The shorter term one, you need to cut loss whatever the case is. The longer term one, continue to let it ride. So on this basis, a rebound and reverse, let's look at all the evidence that I have. Now the current news headline globally is really negative, right? They are saying AI about the face anomalous test, which is tonight, because all hands on that gentleman here. This gentleman, yes, let me point correctly. My pen cannot see lah. Yes, my pen cannot see. I have to use maybe my finger. Okay, so my finger this side, yes. This finger, yes. So that is Jensen Huang. So tonight he's going to be presenting his earnings. No doubt, if this is how it's going to go. The earnings is good, it's going to gap up, and then it's going to sell down again. If the earning is bad, it's going to gap down and then sell down some more. Because a lot of good news, which we are seeing right now, will be a chance for people to chabot. Right now, of course, if the news is good from Jensen Huang, Nvidia in here, market likely to stay the next few days, which is already concluded, right? We see that because we have the 4 down bar for the Nasdaq as well as the S&P 500. That is because of short covering. So short covering, people will cover. So if you probably see a rebound just tonight and tomorrow, and then probably another wave of selling. The market move in wave in here. So no doubt, if this news is supposed to be good, right, just enjoy 1 or 2 more days and before you go on to the next. So one of the things that since we are talking about the Bursa Malaysia, we need to see what is happening to our Bursa market. So with that, we need to go on to our KLCI sector. Now, like it or not, a lot of sectors, right, had already turned, okay, we just have to wait for this to come in first, okay. Okay, we have to wait for the, okay, maybe you can take a sneak preview from, yeah, it's here. So right now we can see a lot of red pentagon. We have 13 sectors, Suma red. But what's interesting is now property and construction is turning green pentagon for the first time. Then plantation is turning, has been running for 9%. Okay, you can see plantation ran since somewhere, oops, they got cut off in here. Apologize for that one. I think that will be somewhere in, let's give it about 3 months ago, that will be somewhere in September. So this, maybe I switch it to this one here. Switch to 3 month, or 3 month, yeah, 3 month you can see better, okay. 3 months, we're somewhere near in September. Okay, year to date, okay, this will be in August, okay, sometime in August. So it's been really running. And then we see construction just turned green pentagon. So that is very positive. The construction, which is something very unique for our Malaysia, because the construction, which is a data center, and the property which built next to the data center has already been selling. Finally, here are the two sectors coming back. And then we have the finance, just turned red pentagon. Okay, so finance days are pretty much tutup badi lah. Alright, so this is why first thing you want to start out, of course, for our SmartRobie members, use the hot sectors. Use the hot sector for this. But if you're a VSA 360 member, use this in here. That's why we created two different levels for depending on the subscription that you pay. For the VSA 360, you can have a better visibility in here. KL Transport also turn red pentagon. Okay, just turn red pentagon in here. So that is going to be a downer on that. The KLCI also just turned red pentagon also. It's been sort of trying to break above the 1640, but tak boleh jalan, break down, so not so good. Okay, and then you just have the construction finally turning green pentagon, which is actually construction was really moving higher in here. Okay, so this is something interesting. We have seen this before. All right, so first thing for the rebound, okay, this is your checklist. You want to write it down. First of all, we want to see number one, green pentagon in the sector. We saw construction and we saw property. Those are the two sectors. And then we need to know is the volume increasing. Now, if you go back to the previous VSA 360 in here, go back to construction, are we seeing volume? Okay, a little bit of volume, not fantastic, okay? So which means the market is not going to zoom all the way. Pretty much a sideway in here, but a little bit of hope lah, little bit of hope in here, construction in here. So what is our next point? Next point is the volume. Leading stock turnover, if the stock leading or not. So one of the things that we can show you is, I'm going to show you next, is this one in here. Okay. Where is that? I think I put it in the wrong place. Let me just check this again. I have it with me here. Just bear with me for a while. I have here. Oh, never mind. We will go to the couple of slides to talk about this. So we check with the VSA 360, okay, which is just now we are here. Okay, leading stocks turnover. Okay, so leading stocks turnover, you can use the VSA 360. Now, VSA 360, how we check it is, right, we go back here, okay, to our menu, okay. Yeah, we go back to our menu in here, and then we go to the industry screener. Okay, industry screener here. Apparently we are running a lot of KLCI here, and so we just have to wait for this screener to come back to us. Just close this back. So just now we were looking at we check with the VSA 360, and we want to check where was my point? The leading stock. Okay, the leading stocks in this case is construction and property. So we want to check for leading stock and construction, but it's just taking a bit more time. Yes, now it's coming back. Okay, so we look at construction first. We submit, and we want to pick those stocks that has a LT above minus 0.5. Now, there's a reason for that. Okay, now we're still at renewable energy here. I think Elsbridge has run a lot. We'll just wait for the construction. Still spinning. Tonight, a lot of work we've been doing now. So we are looking for the leading stock. What are the leading stocks? Okay, we check out the leading stock, then we will see whether they are breaking out with high volume or not. Okay, so we go back. So we want to do this in step by step. So we have, yes, we have construction here. Okay, this is the construction that you see on the VSA 360. Then we switch on to minus 0.5. So we pick all those that is pretty strong one, right? And then next thing we go by turnover. So we can get Gamuda. Okay, Gamuda 1 month. So we just mouse over and see where Gamuda is. You can see Gamuda just turned green pentagon. All right, which is a really good thing. So if Gamuda turn green pentagon, tomorrow use a SMARTRobie, take a look at it. So MN holding red pentagon, so that one we don't want. Suncon also turn green pentagon, so we can go to Gamuda. Okay, so I hope that what I've shared with you is how you want to hunt for those stocks. So you can see Gamuda finally move, turn green pentagon. Now is Gamuda a leading stock not by turnover? Yes, it is. Then next thing we want to see is point number 4. Is it breakout with high volume or not? Okay, now let's take a look. Unfortunately, volume tak cantik again. Let me just blow this up a bit. Volume is not conviction. Okay, see here, volume ngam. It didn't have this kind of volume. What we want to do is next couple of days, we want to make sure the volume is becoming stronger, like increasing volume. Increasing volume, then this one is quite good. Now we open up another one, which is Suncon. Abang adik lah, Gamunda, abang adik. So we got Suncon. Okay, so you get my point, right? If you get my point, give me a thumbs up, okay? So you can also see from here, right, the Pentagon was not strong. You can see our volume here is not that strong also. Same thing also, but earnings is coming. So earning may be good. Market may go up until the earning day, then 360 reverse. Possible also. Sometimes they do that when earning come out. Good news, just like Nvidia tonight, good news, right? Bugger reverse. So that is possibility. We don't see that volume coming in. Okay, so we got 3 points. The breakout wasn't with high volumes in here. So that also tells you that the Bursa rebound story not that strong. No doubt we have green pentagon, but not a convincing green big picture that you see in here. Because I want to give you all the facts, so you can make the decision whether you want to do or don't want to do. And I'm going to give you a strategy for that one too. So we check that one now. Let's look at key number 2. Should we have what we call Bursa Malaysia reversal checklist? Reversal checklist where the stocks are all heavy selling, right? It's nor here nor there. Number 1, if you look at heavy selling in large cap, we really don't get the heavy selling in large cap, okay? What do we talk about heavy selling in large cap? So if you look at the dashboard today, right, the stock actually rebounded, but last week, okay, Tuesday, the market actually turned the other way, but today rebounded. So it's somewhat in between, sell-off, buyer coming in, but I also presented to you, right, the foreign funds are selling. That's why I said it still has support at 1610, then it is not fantastic that it's reversing down. Low or little volume at peak. Okay, so let's look at the market picking, okay, so which is, we go back to the Bursa market here, so we just over here. So you can see from the top here, do we see peak or not? We don't see peak also. At the peak here, we don't see what we call little volume. There's no enough volume here. You can see from here, this 2 bar here, not substantial enough to push the market beyond 1640. When you get up here, sort of string. When it come down here, also string. When the volume string at the support means reduces at the support, means there is no taker to push down some more. Same thing, if you come up to 1640, there is not enough volume to push up, and that's why you have a sign of weakness, which is an upthrust. Okay, then the market just, a lot of time upthrust, the market turn, and that's where we go from here. Okay, so right now we have a red pentagon, and that's where it is. So foreign fund outflow, yes, we saw that, right? So the VSA 360 give you that complete picture where the market is actually turning in here. Global sentiment weak example, the AI bubble is coming. So we got out of the bullishness, okay, we got three leading stocks by turnover. Then on the bearishness one, we don't have heavy selling. We got this low or little volume at the peak. Foreign fund is out, so we got somewhere in global. So we got three versus three reversal, three for the rebound. So that's where we are, okay. So once you see all four firing up or see all four firing up for the rebound, then you're sure the market goes up. Do I say this makes sense or not? If I make sense, give me a thumbs up and give me appreciation, because I want to sort of present this checklist to you that at least you have it looking at the indicator, then use the green pentagon to go in making your judgment in here. Now let's look at the current global market sentiment. Can US still rally to year end? It's still early, as I said before. I presented to you that the market may correct 7.5 to 10%. So far only corrected by 5%. Another 5%, maybe more from in here. And also Sundar Pichai, you all know, he's the CEO of Amazon, warned about emerging AI bubble. But one thing you need to know, the more that people talk about AI bubble, so you see the market correct based on news, but it may not see the kind of major sell-off that we saw in 1929 or 1930, the Great Depression, right? Usually, if you look back at the Russian-Ukraine war, I was already talking, I say, hey, I don't think the market will sell off. But the market continued to sell off. On hindsight, we know why was that, because the Federal Reserve was doing what they call increasing the interest rate. You know the interest rate come in play. And also for the month of December, Jerome Powell did hinted that no interest rate is likely to be cut. And that's what we see the market in. If the interest rate is going to cut, we'll see the market going back higher. Then there are more and more of this, what we call AI bubble coming up. And then maybe market can't correct. So right now, what we're seeing is a very healthy correction going back to the 7%, the 10% mark in here. And then there's so this so-called the AI bubble, right, scares a lot of people. And that's what we don't have so many market participants. But this is actually a good thing, right? The market is actually a good thing. So we don't see that one, then we are able to see the market. So let's check with the VSA 360 Pentagon and for the US market in here. All right, so we have we call the Y1. Okay, so you can see from here, market sell-off now is holding up, and also the wicks, okay, wicks, which is important, then you can see it's still holding up this level in here. Okay, now rebound or reversal from Bursa. Now let's look at those. Now, what do you think? Type it out in there in your comment. What do you think? Our market is going to rebound, reverse, or still stay pretty much in it? But I'll give you one simple way. Continue to follow me every week as I decipher what's happening to the market to many of our members, so you're able to understand it. It's really a difficult position or difficult market for normal people who don't see enough to really answer it. So I'm going to present you a portfolio in here. There's a lot of information in this slide. I'm not able to give you some of the stocks, trade idea, stock pick in here, but you can sort of decide from here. So if you have 10,000 ringgit and you want to do the rebound play, of course I'll leave it up to you which one you want to choose. Then write the momentum, but make sure it must have green pentagon, like what we saw for Gamuda. Gamuda and Sunway or green pentagon. So the portfolio will be again technology. Of course, Martin, you probably technology all are dying, right? Yeah, it's true. But if you look at the momentum, that's where it is. So should we see front can? Okay, we did have the market rebounding last week. Okay, front can. Okay. Yeah, it turned red pentagon, but the market was going up. You can see green pentagon here, then turn back, and then, well, of course you can use the SMARTRobie, just put it into the watch list and turn the green pentagon and trade from there. But this is more like a direction of your portfolio. You don't need to get all the stocks, you can get one or two of them, right? And then it could be me. Let's take a look at me also, okay? It looks like me, Technovation. Yeah, me, you can see it's still in a very nice uptrend, very strong momentum, right? 220. This year is already up 39%. Then front can, okay, front can is up. Oh, front can is 0%. But me is really doing well. I think it's still riding on this one, so you might want to pick me for it to turn green pentagon in here, right? And if there's a bit more rally, that will be wonderful. Then we have the construction and the mid-cap stocks. These are pretty good. Samadan, SLS, these are all the green payment. And also the plantation. Now remember, plantation has been up from the sector, right? So that's why we always start with the sector first. So once you see the sector, you will know, hey, I'm coming in from the sector. I know which sector is playing well. And use the VSA screener, all right? I think on the chart here, yeah, we have this screener here. Where was it? No, not the sector screener, which is this one here. Okay, go to here, the KLSE sector, but just that it's taking a little bit of time, right? We will come back to this one here, okay, and look from them because I want to show you this. But I actually prepare a slide for that. So Tune Pro looks pretty good too. Some of this has not turned green pentagon, but you just need to wait for the green pentagon, okay? Tune Pro. Or you can come back and re-watch this video again. Alright, so you can see Tune Pro turn green pentagon holding up this level in here. These are your small cap stock. Powerwell is another play on the data center and Nadi Berhad. Okay, all this we already had. Nadi also, Berhad is, Gagasan. Okay, this one has been uptrend. You can see up 48% in here. Still going on a nice uptrend. Just turned green pentagon, been riding lots of support in here, and see if market can break higher. But do watch it. These are your small cap stock playing in here. Okay, so that's just a very short so-called composition, how you want to go forward from here. This is the one I will talk about, right? So for those of you who have the VSA 360, make sure you go to the industrial sector, put minus 0.5 here, and then sort out by turnover. I think my one will be up by now. Yeah, here you go, right? So you go over to, let's do construction. Okay, click submit. Okay, and is it? Okay, put 0.5 here. Okay, this is still. Okay, it's not. You just have to wait for this again. We'll come back to this one here. Or maybe we... Okay, I'll go over to technology. Okay. Probably I need to refresh this again. Okay. Just that maybe we got heavy load. Right, everyone is looking into those stocks we've seen in here. Okay, we'll come back to this one. But technology, this is what I wanted to show you. You have a minus 0.5 here, and then turnover is 33 million. So what you do, you put the minus 0.5 on top, and then you sort out by turnover. That will be your big. That's how I found out about Frontcan and me. Yep. So you build that portfolio. Then you go to construction, Gamuda, Suncon. And make sure you follow the green pentagon. Okay, the green pentagon has been up 6 months. The last 6 months about 13%, 17%, and MN holding in here. So build that list that you have. Now on the reversal side, okay. Now if you are, the stock will rebound with general reversal. Yes, will rebound with general reversal. Now if you have 10,000 ringgit for the reversal play, means you're assuming the market's going to break 1600. This is where I think the US market will go down more than 10% or 15%. And if you are so-called longer term also give up, then maybe this is something you want to have. Switch everything to defensive stock. You protect the capital, focus on defensive, low beta, dividend, but also make sure green pentagon only you buy. Don't just buy it. So keep cash, so which means 60% or 50% in the defensive stock. Buy some 99 speed mark. I think the result was pretty good in the FNN and Dutch Lady are moving up. You go to your Pentagon guider in here, Dutch Lady. Okay, it's moving up nicely. Yeah, you can see, wow, rebounding, right? But now sell back down in here. This is a good pullback here. And FNN also. Okay, FNN there. All of a sudden, all these buggers all started to push up. Earnings was good, I think. Nope, nothing in here. Okay, so you have to wait for the market rebound. So right now we can see market actually up 20%. Dutch lady actually is still in negative, -5% in here. Maybe there's some opportunity in Dutch lady. I think that's also same with Nestle also. All these defensive stocks, suddenly wow, push up a lot. They can see Nestle is up 15%. Back to 112 Nestle. It's like a salted fish come back to life. At one point it's what, 71, and then all of a sudden the improvement, and you can see all these are back already. So that will be your FNN. The other one you can also use is Robi FA list. I think from tonight, Robi FA list, get some also possible REITs dividend play. So if you look at Robi FA list, then I gotta switch back to the Malaysia one. You have Westport, TH Plantation, which is Plantation's quite short. Look at your Robi FA lot for good dividend payout and a few more stocks from here. Now, our latest so-called improvement to our SmartRobie, you will see this is the live stock prices. It's a bit like from a Netflix, more like this. If you ever watch a movie, you like it, and then it sort of introduces you within the same category. We have this right now. So more like this is actually a feedback from some of our members. Can you do something more like this? So right now there was an analyst reversal on SAM Engineering. I think the analyst wrote a report, said that this SAM Engineering tak boleh jalan, so and so forth. Okay, and then the stock started to sell off, but they are within the same sector, industrial product and services. You can see industrial product and services, since the green pendulum is down 3%. Okay, so it's down 3%, but you're able to find Pekka. So let's take a look at Pekka here. Okay, since Pekka and also SciComm from the green pentagon is 8.9%. So this is a good feature for those of you who want to look into, seeing is there any alternative rather than the good one. Okay, now even internet also very slow here. So okay, Pekka, you can see Pekka was definitely one of the stocks we also picked. So from the green pentagon from here started to move up. So maybe if you want to take a look at Pekka, which is up 8.9%, and right now year to date is only 4%. Okay, and so far it did went up to high of 13%, and use the usual technicals and also fundamentals, check out what they are. SciComm is another one. So we give you 3 options here, 2 performing and 1 not performing. That SciComm has a 6% up. Of course, any chance the market has with this kind of widespread bar up, you will see a sell-off. So is this something that you want to get? I'll leave it up to you in here. It could be a small cap play, part of the defensive and the so-called rebound strategy that you wanted to do. All right, all this. But this is definitely make your so-called experience with SmartRobie user using the chart and stock live prices. So any chart and stock prices you put in, you will get something more like this. A feature similar to the Netflix in here. All right, open up the SmartRobie to pick up the Robi FA stocks just now. Whether it's US or Malaysia, you can pick up. I think we saw penny there. Now, a little bit more about the Copy SmartRobie services. For those of you who wanted to diversify, we do have these services. So basically, you get an in-app. Now, this has dropped down to, I think, about 12% or 10% with the sell-off that we have. We also had the news sent out in the inbox, sharing with you, what has happened to the market in here. And we have to cut. Right, I think we are in last 2 trades are slightly better. We do hope a little bit of recovery. So why copy SmartRobie? Because you can paper trade first, right? Never miss a trade. So you learn to paper trade. You mirror what the SmartRobie is doing. Of course, we don't win all the time. Our goal is try to beat the S&P 500, and we are not buying the Magnificent 7. You buy any of Magnificent 7, you will do much better. In here, we're buying the regular stuff, all right, the regular S&P 500. So it's powered by Pentagon Guided Algo, uses our algo in here, semi-automatic, subscribe it, and it's only $29.90 for 3 months, and you get 3 months free pass. So it's a double bonus in here. Well, it works by trading a portfolio of 10,000 stocks with 3,000 per trade size in here, and then you go through it. So this is a QR code. I'm not going to talk more, but I'll probably talk on the breakfast show in here, and probably do one of the session on Wednesday night, especially dedicated to the copy SmartRobie. This is something we hope to introduce also for our Malaysian market, but it's a do-it-yourself, which means you get the signal, you go and buy in your own platform, and when it's time to sell, we also send you a signal through our in-app apps to do it. It's a trade signal provider in the sense that, and we are able to do that because we are regulated by the Securities Commission in this case, okay? The past trade history, you can take a look at it, but I can share with you, we have about 6 losses in a row, small losses in here. Hopefully you come back, and any of the entry in exit January, we cut loss, or we take profit. Now we don't land the trade too long. Usually the average period is about 7 to 8 bars. 7 to 8 days we will close the trade in here. And of course, if you are doing it yourself, you want to learn and paper trade, you can leave it longer. I leave it up to you in here. All right. So one of the benefit is that the robot is always working for you, working for us, right? In the sense that you will take profit as per the rules say so, and in the process, hopefully to make a positive gain for all in here. Now, more important is the structure of the system in here, which I've said before. Stage 1, Stage 2, Stage 3, Stage 4, which actually understand how our algorithm trade. Now, last week we were talking about Inari, right? I talked about, hey, this is still in Stage 2, right? But then what has happened, I just want to share with you in here, right, to give you a continuation of the education services that we do. And you can see we were up at this point here, right? Then the market broke through, which means it also broke through the Stage 2. So right now it's in the, I can say between Stage 3 and Stage 4. Once it breaks below 220 and the market started to turn back down, then you're seeing a Stage 4 in here. Okay, Stage 1, Stage 2. Same goes for also JF Tech. Okay, switch to JF Tech here. And the JF Tech, you have a double top, broken below the level in here. Even you got your NS, couldn't wait. So in order this to go back up, we just have to wait for the green pentagon. Okay, we have to wait for a green pentagon, and that's how we go from in here. All right. Now remember, Pentagon Guider is a statistical, so-called converter for you, in the sense that it will put the odds on your side rather than guessing. All right. Then what you do is less guessing and more statistical data-driven trading that we have for you, a probability trade, whether you will take it or not. As I said before, when the market, an example of JF Tech and Inari broke through, then you're down. Now, depend whether you are bullish, right, for a rebound, take some of the advice we talk about from the 10,000 ringgit portfolio, do what you can do, but still follow the Pentagon Guider algo there, okay? And if you're bearish, then you go towards holding 50% cash and trade more of the REITs and a little bit more of the dividend play using the Robi FA. Now, breakfast show will continue to update everybody. Some of the trade idea, we will continue to brief you with some of the past 6 months statistical win of a green pentagon and red pentagon and so forth. Our premium membership are still there, still at old prices, but we will, increase in the 1st of September. So that's it for this evening in here, and don't forget to join our Telegram chat room, and of course, as usual, if you want me to analyze any stock, feel free to pencil it. I do hope that tonight the information that I've given together with the bullish market rebound checklist and also the so-called reversal going down with the level at 1610, 1640 will serve as a guide for you, and the kind of portfolio that you have will put you into much better position to take forward. If you do get a bullish, it will come, definitely, but we just continue to follow me every Wednesday as I update with you all the necessary information and fact-driven, less guessing, more probability, statistical edge on your side. All right, good night.